Gemini 2023. Let's just start with, because I'm one of them, it's not the easiest year, but please don't misinterpret this because anytime there's a challenge brought to you by life, it's just an opportunity to grow and learn. And everything goes in cycles. So the last 2.5 years, Saturn was in Aquarius, trining Gemini. So there was a wonderful energetic that allowed for discipline or creativity. It gave you a stability. Now Saturn is coming to square you. It just sounds so funny. So Saturn's entered Pisces in 2023, and there's Gemini's here. Pisces is 90 degrees apart. It's called a square, so they don't get along, and so it becomes a challenge. Saturn's coming to square people between 0 and 7 degrees in Pisces for the next 2.5 years, and that's people born between May 21st and June 1st. It's going to feel like it's most of this year that it's occurring, but here's the invitation. Don't get spread too thin. We know that Geminis always have multiple things going on, and that's their nature, but it's time to set boundaries. That's what we've been talking about this whole conversation. And what does boundaries mean? It means that you pay attention to what you really need to do so that whatever wants to come distract you and take your focus away won't add value to what you're actually aiming at. So the clarity for a Gemini, what I would suggest starting 2023 is to actually look at your calendar and get goal oriented and be really deliberate because you're going to have all kinds of opportunities to get distracted or get feeling like you're overwhelmed or you're not being able to focus. And that'll be your challenge, having heard this, that you've got a list that doesn't change in the middle of the year, because that's what Geminis tend to do. I don't want to do it anyways. So I want you to know that the early degree Geminis, you're going to be challenged unless you use this information and you get really focused. And then the discipline shows up and you're in charge, you're on task. Then we have Neptune, which was 2011, entered Pisces. It's all the way to 22 to 27 degrees. So those born June 11th to 22nd, like the very end of Gemini, you're going to feel the effect of Pisces squaring your sun. What does that mean? It means that you could easily feel a little spaced out. Now, that's not an unfamiliar Gemini trait if they didn't pay attention to their timing. For example, Geminis can be late, but when they put their attention on time or their goals and they don't change it, then what happens is Neptune stalks you and it asks you to stay on task. The rest of staying focused on what matters between now and November is going to determine whether or not you end the year on a high note. So how you finish this 2022 leading up to 2023 is going to really support you because you've got the very end of 2022 with Saturn still in Aquarius, and then it enters Pisces, and that's how you're going to start the year, by saying, oh, I knew Saturn was coming to get me. For some of you, it's Neptune. I can feel the energy is easily distractible because that's how I am anyways, but with an intention and with the New Year's coming in and making goals and then getting your schedule out and writing it down, that's going to change everything. And you're going to say, wow, I really enjoyed Saturn squaring me. It demanded more focus and more discipline. And boy, did I get things done. So, not to be made to be wrong, but I'm just saying it's not the easiest year for 2023 for Gemini unless you take responsibility and use Saturn to your benefit, which is simply, okay, captain of the team, okay, the head of the school, the principal, I'm going to sit in your office and don't get mad at me because guess what? I did all my homework. If you do your homework and you're on it, you're going to feel driven. If you get distracted, you're going to feel like you're running too thin. And this is the theme of this whole 2023 is not getting scattered and losing our focus for everybody, but particularly for Gemini. So it's up to you on how clear you are. Start the day when you wake up with the clear intent. Why is a schedule so important for Gemini? Because they can change it, but at least it's written down. You're allowed to change. It's going to be a changeable year, but at least you've stayed focused. That's my encouragement for you, Geminis. I'll be right there with you.